Happy spring, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I am excited because it is 55 degrees here in New York City. Depending on where you live, that may be cold for you, but it is warm for me. 'Tis the season for warmer weather and travel is beginning to pick up more and more. So what better time than now to bring you the top 20 travel tips and hacks as told by a flight attendant. For those of you who are just joining me for the very first time, I go by the name of Fierceness and I am a fabulous flight attendant and I work for a major carrier. I have seen enough and traveled enough to bring you top 20 tips and hacks that will keep you covered from point A to Z. So the very first travel tip that I have for you is to make a list. Just how Santa makes his list and checks it twice, you need to do the same when you are traveling. You owe it to yourself to make sure that you don't forget anything and that you have a seamless vacation, business trip, whatever it is, it needs to be seamless. Number 2, let family and friends know where you are. You don't have to tell every family member and friend, but just the people who are close to you. Maybe send them your travel itinerary or give them a heads up like, hey, my flight is delayed, or just so that they know, because in today's society a lot of things go on and someone somewhere needs to know where you are and that you're okay. That's important. Number 3, check in online. I cannot stress enough how important this is. Check in online because you'll also be able to choose your seat. And if you have a connecting flight, here's a little tip for you, it's a big tip, not a little tip. If you have a connecting flight, it's actually really smart to get as close to the front of the plane as you can. If there's a delay or you have a tight connection, we can ask people to sit down and wait for you, but 9 times out of 10, they're just not going to. Not everyone is so courteous, so check in online. Choose your seat. It's always, check-in is always available 24 hours prior to your flight. So utilize that option and don't wait until you get to the airport because that's just wasting time and we like to save time. Number 4, wake up early. Give yourself enough time for traffic. I live in Manhattan and traffic gets crazy. JFK should take me 20 to 25 minutes. It is easily 60 minutes and that makes no sense. And yeah, so between traffic and TSA lines, especially with these spring breakers and all that going on, give yourself quite a bit of time. Number 5, carry on luggage. This is always a big one, guys, because some people overpack their bags and they just don't really know. But my suggestion to you is to go onto the website of the airline that you are traveling with and to see what their bag dimensions are that are acceptable, and make sure that your bag fits within those parameters and don't overpack it, because then you'll have to pull some stuff out because it won't fit into the overhead bin. The other thing is that depending on when you get on the flight, the overhead bin could be full. At that point, your bag is checked to its final destination, but maybe you'll need your meds out of that. So maybe put those in your personal item. And I always suggest to people to pack like your undies and your essentials, maybe like roll one little outfit up and put it in your personal, because if your bag gets lost, you're gonna be screwed for a couple of days. Number 6, if you are checking a bag, an actual checked bag, and a lot of us have black luggage, make your bag unique. I've seen people add little like pom-poms to it. I've seen bag tags, I've seen ribbons. I don't care if you want to tape it with some bright yellow tape that says mine, whatever, make it unique. Because God forbid it does go missing and they ask you to describe your bag, all you're going to say is I have a black bag. Well, that doesn't really help. So, number 7, travel with cash and credit or debit cards. Let your bank or your financial institution, credit union, whatever have you, know that you're traveling. That way, when they start to see all these multiple swipes at different places, they don't just lock you out and then you have to deal with that headache during your vacation. Traveling with cash is also helpful because especially if you're going abroad, once you get to like an airport, if it's a major airport at least, you're able to convert your cash. So that's always nice to get all of those things done because once you get to where you're going, you want to be able to enjoy yourself. Number 8, pack earplugs and earphones. It is very possible that your neighbor beside you is going to be snoozing and they're going to be and you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, you're gonna look at the flight attendants and we're gonna be like, so there's also kids that cry, you know, it's normal, but just bring yourself some earplugs and earphones. Be sure to take those out during beverage service because how are you gonna hear me if you have your earphones in when I ask you, would you like something to drink? Number 9, drink lots of water, like a lot of water. Stay hydrated during flight. And while you're at it, you can always bring an empty bottle. Obviously this has water in it now, but you can bring an empty little like reusable bottle. And then, because you know, TSA, the restrictions are on liquids, but you can just fill it up as soon as you get through TSA. So there you go. Number 10, eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever have you before your flight, depending on the time. That'll be the meal that you eat, obviously, but eat before you get to the airport. Airport food is way overpriced and honestly it's not even good for you. It's junk, and most times a sandwich is like $13. We are about saving our money. No. Number 11, pack a first aid kit. Of course we have them on the plane, but you never know when you'll need to crack open your own little personal first aid kit. It just can come in handy. You may see something and someone else needs your help and you're able to extend that because you have your little first aid kit. So that's always great to have. Number 12, here's a big tip. If you're traveling with someone and your seats are not together, don't wait until you get on the plane to tell the flight attendants. Tell the gate agent before. Once you see whomever it is, say, hi, flight 1286 with service to Santo Domingo, I'll be your gate agent, blah, 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 blah. Kindly approach them and ask if there are 2 seats that are available together, and they hopefully will reciprocate the niceness and they will do their best to make sure that you can sit with your companion so you guys can be all mushy gushy and lovey-dovey. Number 13, maximize your list of freebies from the hotel that you're staying at if you are traveling and staying at a hotel. Don't pack lotions, don't pack conditioners, don't pack shampoos. For what if the hotel is just going to give you those items for free? Save that space in your bag for those souvenirs, hopefully, that you will buy. And don't forget about the coffee, the tea. Sometimes they have shaving cream and razors and sewing kits and shoe shine kits. So there's a lot of freebies that you can maximize. And you're paying a lot to stay there for the night, so maximize your list of freebies. And number 14, if you're not staying at a hotel and you're looking for a real experience where you can cook and do all of that kind of stuff and wash your laundry, you know, and you happen to go with Airbnb or TripAdvisor or HomeAway, make sure you read the reviews. Reviews are so important. I am a huge review person like that. Reviews matter so much to me. And look for the consistency, you know, and just make sure that like they're not all dated the same or from the same person. Just make sure that they actually just make sense. Number 15, Yelp, and more Yelp. Yelp is like so amazing to me. I love to Yelp for restaurants, for businesses. I'm an avid Yelper. I leave reviews as well. So there's also Open Table, which is very cool. You can see what restaurants are around and you can go on there and make your reservation before you leave. So I think that's just really awesome. So make sure you Yelp, again, read the reviews, and there you go. Number 16, this is a major tip alert. Make photocopies of your driver's license and your passport. Email it to yourself, put a copy in your wallet, put a copy somewhere in your suitcase, because God forbid if you lose it, at least you have access to it some other way. Yes, it is a copy, but at least you are able to show that. Number 17, when you get to your hotel or your Airbnb, make sure that you check for bed bugs. Those things are not easy to get rid of. I know some people who travel with like little mixtures, or they make a mixture of like alcohol and something, so they'll spray it around the bed and all that good stuff. But if there's a luggage rack, use that. Put your luggage on that, strip those sheets back, look, make sure there's no make sure there is no blood splatter anywhere, any residue or any alert that you see. Let the staff know and immediately ask for a new place. Number 18, bring a sweater or a pillow. You know, like, you may be cold on the plane. At least if you layer up, you can remove if you're hot. Number 19, if you didn't listen to tip number 4 and you find yourself in a situation where you're running late, don't panic. Immediately, when you get to the airport, look for uniformed employees. Tell them your situation and they will do their best to expedite your TSA process to get you to that gate. They have the authority to make certain phone calls and do certain things if it's not too late. You know what I mean? Like, obviously if you have 10 minutes, then that's not gonna work. But if you have, you know, just a lot less time than you would have liked, but just enough time, they will do what they can to make sure that you get to your plane. And you know, sending you warm wishes there, because I've seen people run down the jet bridge literally like a minute or two before the door closes, so it can happen. Number 20, this goes without saying, but be nice to your flight attendants. I know sometimes the experience at the gate or going to the airport is not the best, but just know that we are there primarily for your safety, but we are also there to make sure you have a safe and enjoyable flight. So, you know, if you happen to be on my flight, say hi and say, girl, I saw your video, and tip number 4 helped me because I was early and I made my flight, or whatever it could be. But if you are traveling, I wish you the safest of travels, and I wish you a very, very, very happy trip. Be sure to like this video if you found something in it helpful. In the meantime, in between time, make sure you just continue to stay beautiful from the inside to the out, and let your light shine as you go on vacation and take all your little cute selfies and all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.